Number 7. The brown tree snake. This guy is found right across the top of Australia and down the east coast as far as the central coast of New South Wales, and he grows to about 2 metres if the conditions are right. They eat frogs, lizards, small mammals, birds and birds' eggs, and depending on the food supply, brown tree snakes can grow quite rapidly.
Alright guys, here we have another little brown tree. Now remember I explained before they're very defensive, as you can see. This guy would really like to tell me what he thinks of me. Now if he was to bite me, it wouldn't bother me so much, not the venom, it's just his teeth. Now what they do is they'll grab you, and instead of just grabbing you and letting you go like most other venomous snakes, they'll grab you and actually chew. He's going to make a liar of me, even though I'm antagonising him. He's giving me all the threats and whatnot, but that's it. Now there he goes, see him chewing? Oh, you let go straight away. But they'll usually see, they go tut and chew. That's him trying to get his rear fangs in to do the job. Now being so small, I don't even really feel the venom. It itches a bit, but that's it. Like one of those green ant bites. The problem is, his teeth going through your skin, it does hurt a little bit. That's it. Now this is a young one, fully grown, a male, easily attain a length of 5-6 foot, and as thick as a broom handle. And remember I said they'll pull back into the S and defend themselves? Quite often when people see these hanging out of a tree of a night time doing this business, they feel quite threatened. Now he's giving me the venom, now I actually got some fangs in my finger that time. Now he's giving it to me, he's chewing, he's pumping the venom in, and he's doing what he does. Now the fangs are right at the rear of his mouth. You can probably, if you focus a little bit, you can see some of it on my knuckles there. Cheeky little bugger. But anyway, he's not doing that in aggression, it's pure defence. Have a look at what I'm doing to him. He's a nocturnal animal that I've dragged him out in the middle of the sunlight, stirring him up, and he's only young, he really feels threatened.
During the day, they generally prefer to curl up in old tree stumps, hollow logs, in the crown of palm trees or high up in the forest canopy. But they can also be found in the thatched roofs of a gazebo or islander-style hut right in the heart of town.
Now before I spoke about brown trees having different amounts of black on them, this guy's got really dark black flecks. He's only just recently shed, so he actually looks quite nice and healthy. But when you normally see them, you see them up high, and you can see the belly of them more than the back. See where this cheeky bugger has bitten me on the knuckle there? And his 2 rear fangs just went in there, and that's all it did. Obviously he's got a lot of other teeth besides his rear fangs that have to grab onto the skin. At this size they barely break the skin, but the adults, their teeth do break the skin. But the problem with their fangs, they're not like hypodermic needles like most venomous snakes. They're short and thick, it's like someone sticking a pen into your finger, it hurts.
Due to their slender look and ability to compress themselves through small cracks in brickwork or other small places, brown tree snakes have no problem getting through the bars of some bird cages, only to discover that the lump in their tummy after lunch is too big to get back out through the bars. Owners arrive home to find their pet budgie missing and a contented-looking brown snake asleep in the bottom of the cage.
Okay, here we have another brown tree, an adult. Now he has a heavy parasite burden. Now reptiles can handle the paralysis tick, and if you look, there's an absolute family of paralysis ticks right there. And if you look, just about every 3rd or 4th skull has a paralysis tick, and this bag that I've got the snake in has got paralysis ticks crawling all over it. Now I'm not going to play with this snake too much for obvious reasons. I'm not in the mood to go to hospital. But do notice just how dark this snake is. Remember the last couple of brown trees we've played with? How beautiful, oh look at the paralysis tick on his neck. Poor bugger, look at them, a few of them. And remember I explained to you about how they can be darker if they're unhealthy? Obviously the burden of ticks on this guy is bringing his health right down, and therefore he's gone darker in colour, and he looks really, really bad. Now you've seen the first couple of brown trees that I brought out were beautiful bright orange. Now if you were to see this same snake in your backyard, you'd straight away assume it's a different breed of snake. What will happen, believe it or not folks, is as he does his business at night time, those ticks will drop off. They're heavily gorged with the snake's blood. Ticks get to live their cycle out like they normally would, and believe it or not, when that snake sheds its skin, those ticks will actually fall off and off they go again. Okay, here's a perfect example of how easy it would be to mistake in different breeds of snakes. Now folks, you're out there trying to decipher what breed of snake this is. We just finished playing with brown trees. To me, that looks quite a lot like a brown tree. Its head is bigger than its body, it's got rather large eyes, and it's an orangey apricot brown, just like the brown tree. But in fact, it's our carpet python. Now, carpet pythons, this is about 1 year old. When they're obviously just born, they're half the size of this guy. and they can be really drab, dark brown, chocolate brown, whatever. But this guy has very, very few patterns on it at all. What it's called amelanistic, which means it doesn't have very much melanin in its skin. So see just a little bits of black along the side? That's its only patterns. So as this guy gets older, it'll have even less pattern again.